here it's Chris. I want to show you 3 steps on how to calculate year over year on Power BI and Tableau. And as you can see on the screen, year over year compares data or performance from one year to the same period in the previous year. For example, if we have January last year and January this year, we want to see the growth and the changes over that same period. Now, this is different from month over month. Month over month compares the previous month, not the previous month in the previous year. So it compares the previous month in the same year or previous month. Let's say we're looking at January and February. So it compares both of them together. Now, year over year comparison are useful for assessing long-term trends and understanding how something has changed over a 12-month period. It helps to account for seasonality and identify trends that occur over a longer time horizon. Here we have a formula to calculate year over year, which is the current year value minus the previous year value divided by the previous year value. Now, the above formula we see there will show you the variance between that two period of time. Now, by dividing it by the previous year value, we give you the percentage difference of both of them. Now, let's dive into how to get this started. Okay, here I have Power BI. I'm going to start with Power BI. I'm going to show you on how to do the calculation here on Power BI. First of all, let's go to our task calculation, and I will be showing you, let's call this current year revenue. And we also have our current year revenue as the sales on Tableau. So we can also match it up to Tableau. If you have understanding of Tableau before, this is the sales. So it might not be necessary I do the same, because in that calculation that's different. So we have to make everything becomes a measure. So I'm gonna put that back. So then to do the previous year calculation, I'm going to come up and bring up another DAX calculation. Let's call this previous year revenue. That's fine. Here is a calculation. Then we use the date add function. Then you look up to the date, which is the order date here. So yours might be different. You might be using a calendar, so it might be different with mine. Then we're looking at -1, which is the previous year, and the specific interval is a year. So I'm gonna cover this up and click on enter. So that's as done for previous year calculation. So I'm going to bring up it into a table, but before I do that, I will also do a calculation for previous year value using the calculated field on Tableau. So previous year value, or let me maintain it as revenue. Also, then use the function lookup sum sales that is the expression minus 12 because you're looking into minus 12. That's fine. Then we said okay. So we can then bring our table to confirm how true it's this. So first of all, I'm going to bring the table in Power BI. So I bring this, the order dates into the value. So I'm going to take off the day and take off the quarter. So note that you can also compare previous year quarter and the current year quarter. I'm also going to do that on the Tableau. So I'm going to bring in the order dates and keep this as year, and also bring the order dates. I want to keep this as month also. So I'm going to bring in the values, which is the current year, which is the sales. Put that there, and also bring the previous year that I made and put that here. So I'm going to rearrange this. Now, if you notice, the previous year value compares months January last month to 2015 year. So you can see it has looked up to that particular day. So we want to see if it will do that on Power BI. So I'm going to bring the current year and fix that there, and bring in the year also, fix this year. So I'm going to drag this down so we can see this fully. Wow, this is the same thing. So it has compared and we have calculated it properly. So now we can go ahead and show for the difference between the current year and the previous year value. So we're going to check the percentage growth or the growth for each of them. So before doing the percentage growth, let's check the variance between the both. So a very quick one, which is very easy. You don't have to um, think too much about how the formula is going to look like. So we already have it. You can go for the introduction video and see the formula once again. So I'm going to call year over year difference and make this the current year minus previous year revenue, then enter. I will also do that on on Tableau, the sales minus the sales, rather than doing that, sum of the sales minus the previous year revenue. So that's fine. Then I click OK. I can then bring in, I didn't name that, so I'm going to edit that and call this Y over year difference. Okay, I'm going to bring that here and include it here so we can then see the difference. Now if you can quickly do your calculation, 18,000 minus 14,000, definitely we should have the sum value of this, the difference of this. And I'm also going to do that on Power BI. We bring it into the visualization under the column here. We also have the same value for that. So looking at that, we have the same value which it has calculated. That's fine about that, and I believe you understand how to do that. So we will move ahead to see the percentage difference, which is the growth, which is also known as the year over year. So I'll be moving ahead to tap Power BI and do the calculation. So let's call this the YO divide by the previous year revenue. Then it should give us a percentage. Okay, let's make this in percentage. Then I'm also going to move ahead and click percentage here. So I've included that into our analysis. So I'm going to do the same thing to Power BI, to Tableau. Call this YOY percentage and bring in this bring in the YOY difference divided by the previous year revenue, and that's valid also. So I can also include it into year. Here we have 0 points, so I can move up to the format and change this to percentage. Here we have our percentage. Now if you measure this, if you look at this, let me map both of them together. They are the same, showing that these are the same. So we have gotten the value for our month over year over a very period of time. So you can easily tell that if there is a significant growth over last year or this year when comparing the months. So other method on how to find year over year, we can only use DAX calculation, DAX formula or DAX measure to um, do or to find the YOY, the year over year on Power BI. But on Tableau, I'll be showing you other methods which are reliable and more faster than using this particular method. A quick way, I'm gonna take this out, I'm gonna take this out immediately, and also I'm gonna bring in the year, I'm gonna bring in these sales. But before I do that, we have to duplicate this and call this, we have to rename this and call this YOY percentage. So okay, that's already existed. So I'm gonna give this YOY 2. So let's put it that way. I drag this here, then we have the same value. So a quick one, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to come to the quick calculation, and you can see the year over year growth. I change it to year over year growth. Now let me open back the Power BI, then let's compare this. If you notice, they are the same value, which doesn't make any changes, then it shows that we are fine. Very quick one on Power BI, which you don't have to take all those steps and making those calculations of from the calculated field. So another method to do this, which is also reliable, just like the one we have done on Power BI on Tableau. So I'm gonna duplicate this again so we can still compare that. So what I'm gonna do first, I'm gonna put this into measure, change this into percent difference 1, and I will go into edit Okay, I will go into edit table. Here I have come to edit table. Next, you have to click on the specific dimension. We are looking year of the date, not month. So I'm gonna highlight the month, take the month out. So if you notice, there is a changes here. So it shows that we have been able to do the same thing both on Power BI and Tableau. If you can remember this value, compare the value to what we have gotten before. It shows that even it already appears here. So it shows how those are the three methods on how to calculate year over year on Power BI and on Tableau. On my next video, I'm going to show you on how to calculate month over month on Power BI and also on Tableau. Please subscribe to this channel if you enjoy what I'm doing and click on the like button. If you have any comments, please drop it on the comment box.